BFB is definitely one of the more controversial BFDI seasons. It started off amazing and with one of the strongest beginnings the series has ever had, but eventually it fell from grace after the split. And trust me, I've already gone deep into this when I reviewed every single episode of BFDI, but despite all of that, there's one thing that stayed consistent throughout the entire season, and that was my love and appreciation for Lollipop as a character. Lollipop is a breath of fresh air for the show. She's really been the first true anti-hero to make it far in a season. Reaching the final 5 of BFB and lasting 27 episodes, and a cast full of iconic Season 1 veterans, she thrived the entire way through. Now, I'll admit, the vote to save system definitely helped her stick around longer, and honestly, I think Lollipop herself was a big reason for that system even being added. Her staying in the show for that long made post-split BFB so much more fun to watch. Her personality type was something we hadn't really seen before in the show. She was sarcastic, funny, and incredibly smart. And the closest comparison to that might have been corny that we've seen before, but honestly, that's a huge stretch. And personally, that's my favorite kind of character, someone who is witty but a little mean in a funny way. She actually reminds me a lot of Noah from Total Drama, but with a bit more of a villain edge. She could be condescending, but it never felt forced or annoying. It was a part of what made her so entertaining to watch. For her purpose as a character, I think the writers nailed it. Characters like her, not quite the villains but not exactly the heroes, can be really hard to pull off in the first season, just like a corny donut block your lie. They all have had their ups and downs, with loyal fan bases but plenty of haters and getting eliminated quite early. But Lollipop, she managed to stand out and survive and become one of the most memorable characters introduced from BFB. So she was actually one of the only new characters that made it to the merge, which might not sound huge, but it's a big deal when you realize he outlasted fan favorites like Bubble, Ruby, and even Fiery. What really makes Lollipop's character special is her versatility too. She could bounce off of anyone. She wasn't just a flat-out villain. She was nice, helpful, and giving others credit where it was due, but then would turn around and throw a snarky comment that made you laugh, and it never felt like too much. She always struck the perfect balance. So, even though BFB had its fair share of flaws, and trust me, I've talked about them plenty, Lollipop was without a doubt one of the best parts of the season. She made posts with BFB worth watching, and honestly, she's my favorite character from the era of the show. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you in the next video.